Do you want to do the introduction, or
I will do it.
Sounds good.
Hi everyone, and welcome for our 7th week of the King of the Dome Skytear Sundays. Today we're gonna have the chance to see Giacomo trying to defend his title against Smeoz, our lovely challenger. I'm here with RGCommander. Hi mate, how are you?
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. This is going to be another exciting game here. Obviously, last week we saw Giacomo take over the Dome title from Tim, our previous reigning champion, making Giacomo the new champion here. And so now Smeoz, the Italian diabolical mind himself, is going to try and take over, as we do see our coin toss there going to be heads. Which actually means absolutely nothing to us because we don't know who had heads and who's had tails.
Yeah, and as you can see on the screen now, Giacomo last week has lost no heroes, so he still has like a full roster of playable heroes. And the community has chosen for him to play Sakoshi. Alongside, we're also going to have a little nice surprise happening on Smeoz's side at some point during the game, so please stay tuned.
Yes, it is a card that we have teased a little bit, but we are loading the deck, as Athuzia mentioned. It is on his Astrida, and of course we know Smeoz loves Astrida the same way that I love Yami. So that I love Yami. So we will get that card into his hand. Initially, we are going to kind of seed the deck a little bit. And then we will wait to see as Smeoz uses it. It is we'll say a fairly versatile card, I would say so. And so therefore extremely likely that it will come out at some point. Indeed, yes. Yes. So if we take a look at actually no, that is Smeoz's outsider. I'm mistaken. Giacomo actually brought the Scourge. Oh yeah. Sorry, never mind. I thought you were. Yeah, that is Giacomo's. Yeah, sorry. I'm backwards. I misinterpreted what you said. So interestingly, because of this, we do see Sakoshi, of course, being forced in by the community selection. Miyuki joining there as her job apparently is to keep her friends alive. I assume that Shadris will show up at some point because Shadris is tagged with Scourge Game as the subtitle there. And then we still have some options, potentially some Kichi for finishing people off. Yami, if we think that he needs a bit of more of a control game. And then Kamaya, because we hate Leothans. So based on that description, I suspect we may see Shadris and Kamaya joining Giacomo's team. Indeed. Yes. 0 armor. Indeed. Yep. This is my kind of victory condition set. Death, and control for death. I love it. Now, again, unfortunately, we won't be able to go into the specifics of Smeoz's deck because he's got that new card loaded into him. However, I do know that the general strategy, I did get a peek at his deck before the match. The general strategy is going to be using the cards like Granite Skin, Impervious, Guerrilla Tactics, etc. to boost skirmish damage with Gobjorn and Brovar, and then just proceed to slaughter people.
Sounds good.
So we are going to see a lot of that. There is a little bit of yellow. I think Astrida was carrying Wind Blasts, if I recall correctly. But I do know that Gobjorn has your kind of standard Strength over Pain actually is going to make a side appearance there for Gobjorn. So we are going to see Smeoz taking advantage of the new rules for Frenzy, trying to boost that skirmish damage even further. And then, as I mentioned, of course, the standard Rampant Hatreds, the Imperviouses, the Granite Skins Brovar's bringing, Freyhill kind of bringing what you expect with Sacrifice, Nourish, and Charm. And I think Astrida had some presences on her as well. So that'll pretty much comprise what we expect to see from Smeon.
Yeah, in that setup, like the presence for the Skytear Master is a massive advantage.
Absolutely. Yep. Get control of that dome, bring out the Scourge, and proceed to start walloping people.
I mean, you can also use it to ensure that you're gonna prevent the outsider from spawning. Actually.
Also, that is true as well. You may, as Smeoz, just simply say, you know what? I don't want him on the field, so I'm just going to neutralize him, neutralize the card advantage, and the Scourge is going to stay over on the side.
Yeah, and at the same time, you're doing something with your leftover hero.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be like a really good first turn for him if he can temporize the outsider spawn for a turn or two, and having your hero doing something at the same time on the board would be very helpful for him.
Yep, and we do see that Giacomo has finished his draft as well. They're the Shadris and the Kamaya, like I thought. So now that we have those two out on the field, let's go ahead and see exactly what cards Giacomo is bringing, since he does have a standard deck here. Giacomo has 1 copy of Blazing Edge, 3 Clear Minds, 2 Decree of Karumo, 2 Dodge, 3 Doom, 3 Exhaustion, 1 Gank, 2 Lifesteal, 3 Migraine, 1 Mindfulness, that could be interesting.
That's interesting.
2 Psychic Vampirism, 1 Purge and Purify, 1 Reeve, there's interesting as well. Reclaim Life, 1 copy of that, 3 Redirect, 3 Release the Spirits, 1 Soul Scream, 2 Time Warps, and a Twister of Souls. And we see kind of the standard opening for Brilvar. Giacomo did not bring any mages, and so therefore Brilvar not necessarily worried too much, going to shapeshift the Estrita, march himself into the dome, and worship. Excuse me, and lead.
It's almost a little bit disappointing that he goes first into the dome. I mean, I understand why, but like then you can't taunt anyone easily for next turn.
Sure.
But yeah, sure, you're also not afraid about anything. Like, it makes Miyuki's and Sakoshi's action in terms of attack, like, rather irrelevant.
And that's the other thing that's interesting, too, is Miyuki's dampening ability. She only does the -1 to your attack action. So if Smeoz is going for a skirmish ability, Soulkeeper, Miyuki's passive ability, isn't going to apply at all.
Yeah, I mean, she's still annoying with the slows anyway.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt.
And he's running Exhaustion, right?
He is indeed running Exhaustion, yes.
Yeah, so the funny thing is like you turn this mark into a disarm with the Exhaustion if you want.
That's probably going to be a key point there, yeah.
Like, she became absolutely obnoxious to play against now. Like, she can run so many annoying little toolings. It's very card intensive, so that's the downside. But like, you can combine Exhaustion, Decree of Kurumos, you've got the removal that does condition, Purge and Purify, that is also a good card to play on. And you've got the Skytear, which can also be a pain, because then you get like -4 on your attack, and like good luck killing a minion. So like she really has a very interesting potential now. But it burns a lot of cards, so you need to make that matter.
I will say that Giacomo does not have any Strike Terrors in this particular deck, but the rest of everything that you said, absolutely true. All right, so we then saw Kumaya from Giacomo decided to move over there, delete a minion, and then take a more forward position here. So we're going to see, Smeoz is just going to go right up. Gul'bjorn going to go mano a mano there. Move, attack against Kumaya does 2 damage. Obviously, Gul'bjorn does 3. Kumaya has 1 armor. And then we're going to skirmish against Kumaya. Interesting.
Yeah, he's going to slip into the dome.
Yep. Slide there into the dome. Where do you position yourself?
As aggressively as possible, I'd say. I mean, you're not afraid of any push cards there, so like you can target. You can target safely next turn.
Correct. It's not like Giacomo has brought Ekrit or something, or Zakol, where you can just get knocked out of the dome if you're sitting on the perimeter.
No, I was more thinking about like, next turn when he's going to declare his target, it could be like shoved or, but like it's not going to happen. Oh, Sakoshi could, but like it would be a bit iffy to run that kind of cards on Sakoshi, I guess.
Right.
It would be a bit surprised. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, I can confirm Sakoshi brought 10 red cards. So. Yeah. Sakoshi specifically was Clear Mind, Dooms, Dodges, Gank, and Reeve.
We've got some some spectators asking if you could color the heroes in
Yes,
blue
we
and
should
red.
indeed color the hero. Yep, let's go ahead and color those. I'll go ahead and
If
do
you can
that.
also
Good
do it
call.
for the minions, that'd be awesome, actually.
Of course. Get Brovar here. Give them the blue treatment. Straight up. You need to be blued. You don't have enough blue in your palette.
A little
Okay.
bit too white.
I do really like Astrida's normal color palette, though. I think the blue-white mix looks very nice on her.
Yes.
I like a lot of the color palettes.
We saw Sakoshi moving forward, attacking to kill a minion and leading from the deck. And Freya is now positioning in mirror. Yeah, I'm wondering why. Yeah, okay, he wanted to kill the furthest minion away, but then he could have stayed in the bush, and that would have been safer.
Indeed. And now instead, Sakoshi is going to take 4 damage there from from Freyhill's attack, and then I guess Smeoz decided that she was going to move there. Worship action on herself or Brilvar? On herself. Okay, very good. No need to heal up as she is still at full HP. And for some reason, it is showing Shillavi in the overlay.
Yeah, that's weird. Let me.
Why did that happen? So
yeah, and refreshing doesn't change anything. So maybe the card is not well positioned.
So for whatever reason, Brilvar is registering as Shillavi.
Even if you move the card?
Yeah, like I just picked up the card and put it back down, and it's just registering him as Shillavi.
So it just loaded. Yeah, it's weird. It's pretty
all right,
weird.
Well, that's odd. All right, well, meanwhile, Miyuki is going to go ahead, move in, and attack the minions. So Giacomo realizes he doesn't want to engage in a dome pile against Smeoz. That seems pretty reasonable here. But instead, going to go ahead and win control of the lanes there.
I mean, it makes literally no sense to go into that dome because you don't have those flux, and you know your opponent is 100% turning prisons. So it's like it's a waste of effort anyway.
Indeed. All right, and another lead from the deck as well. So
the problem is that if you don't do it now, you're gonna have to do it later anyway.
Right.
And your opponent is gonna maybe have the prisons around for later. Like
now, interesting. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
Oh no, I was just going to say. Speaking of, so one of the interesting things that is the case, though, where the current hero positioning is, I know that Smeoz said he wants to go and murder Sakoshi, but as it stands, with how the Scourge has to spawn, even using the Reckless Abandon ability or the Relentless Assault, whatever the third outsider ability is, we'll get to those in a little bit. You can't get to Sakoshi without using 2 actions, so I guess we have to turn our focus and maybe start ganging up on Miyuki or something.
Wait, Oh yeah, you can't. You're right.
Because you've got to replace one of your heroes in the dome. So unless he like sends Astrida into the dome, but that seems kind of pointless because you've got 2 heroes, one of whom is leading in lane number 1. So I think Smeoz uses Astrida, move, attack, and then lead, so that she can do something about the minion count.
Yeah. It's interesting that Giacomo is running Kumaya because, like, he only has shaders to provide illusions, and he's kind of like on the other side of the board, right? And so smoke screen is not going to trigger, and then I guess maybe it shows her for the set of cards she was bringing, but if you don't, then I'm not sure why you're running her in that setup. I mean, bruisers are interesting, but.
So specifically, Kumaya is bringing Exhaustion, Doom, Reclaim Life, 3 Release the Spirits, Time Warp, Purge and Purify, and Blazing Edge. So I think that she was indeed picked just because Smeoz is running a blue blob.
The thing is, like, there is so many one-off on that character.
Yes, also true.
Like, that's the kind of thing in that game is like having a one-off of a card I don't like. Because your likelihood to get that card is actually like super low. Running 2 off, I could see an argument if it's like a tech card that sometimes don't do much, then you would not like to have too many copies of it. But like having only one of it is a bit weird. Also, Can you move the round counter? Actually, maybe because I'm gray, I can't interact with stuff.
Sure. Yep, I'll move it. By the way, we did see there as Astrida attacked, Giacomo did actually counter with an exhaustion from Kamaya, trying to stop that minion kill there.
But it went through anyway.
Yeah. So we do see, and then we did see the worship action to shapeshift Gobjorn. So setting up for the turn two potential actually turn two rampant hatred, or just a turn two brutality slap from the bear. With the Earth Sign Rage ability, Gobjorn does not actually have to target you, which means that from where he stands right now, totally possible to just slap Kamaya.
Kumaya and Miyuki at once. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And both of them are within range of the Scourge, so you could easily just use Brovar to do some of the Scourge abilities, soften them up, and then proceed to whack them and kill them in the next round.
No, I don't think you'd kill them. I think they're gonna have still too many HP left, but like you'd definitely put them in a troublesome position.
I mean, so use the Scourge to damage them, and then once Gobjorn comes up, use Gobjorn to kill them. You could kill them using Siphon. If you use move, Siphon, and attack, that will put either one of them low enough, and then Gobjorn just swipes them, and then they'll die.
Oh yeah, you'd kill one, but like not
yes.
both of them. Yeah,
okay,
I misunderstood what you meant.
Yeah, we're not setting up a double kill just yet.
Yeah, I was thinking about a double kill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that would be pretty sweet though if we could set up for a double kill already.
Yeah, that felt like pretty massive. I mean, if he's got like the green card that boosts the skirmish damage by 2, and if he's got 2 copies of them, then like maybe.
That's true. Yeah, if Brilvar just completely juices up Gobjorn there,
because then like that would be 7+ skirmish.
Oh, that would be so good.
So like that might kill both of them actually after. Like if the Scourge hurts both of them more or less equally, then yes, that might happen. Because like you've got Brilvar, Astrida, and yourself shapeshifted, so like you're at +3. No, because Brilvar is. I actually don't know if Brilvar is shapeshifted or not, because the overlay.
So Brilvar is not currently shapeshifted, but you could use the Touch of Leothin to get that done. In the process. So we do see, however, Giacomo does win both of the lanes there by 3 there. So the control tokens do go all the way against Smeoz's tower. Good thing that invasion isn't on the board, or Smeoz would have to abandon the plan here. But now Smeoz does get control of the dome, and it looks like he is going to replace Brilvar.
Yeah.
Of course, remember that the Scourge of Puido does have to spawn essentially as a demonic spirit possessing one of your heroes, I think is how the lore goes.
Yeah.
So the must spawn where one of your heroes are. It's 3 abilities, since we don't often see this one. The first one, Reckless Fury. The Scourge will deal 3+ a flip to a target adjacent enemy, and then the possessed hero, which in this case is Brilvar, the player chooses the hero to replace with the Scourge, and we call that the possessed hero. Possessed hero loses 1+ the flip there. Instead, we're going to go with Outsider 3. This is the right call here. Relentless Pursuit, which is move the Scourge of Puido 3 hexes, and then apply Fast to the possessed hero. Again, in this case, is Brilvar. So now Brilvar, when he respawns, will have Fast available for him. But now I expect that we're probably going to see either Spirit Siphon, which is the second ability, target adjacent enemy hero loses half their HP. There it is, Outsider number 2. So both the Brilvar and Kumaya will lose half of Kumaya's hit points, of course, rounded up. So Kumaya down to 7, Brilvar down to 9. And then we are going to attack with 3 + 2 flips. We got a +1 on the flip, so that's going to deal 3 damage to Kumaya, bringing her down to 4.
Isn't that like 4++? Oh, no, it's 3++. You're right.
It is 3++.
Yeah, it's 3++. I don't know why I wanted him to be like an assassin.
That would be awesome if it was 4++. It might actually make the Scourge usable. And Brilvar is going to go ahead and spawn outside the dome. So, not going to be able to influence Gobjorn with power cards at this point, if that is the plan. But nevertheless, with essentially 3 mana on the plate here, Gobjorn can still do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, Ren, we can't do anything about Shulavi instead of Brilvar in the overlay. Like we've tried to move the cards around and stuff, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I'd say it is a mod issue, unfortunately. Because we, for whatever reason, I picked it up, as Athesium said, dropped it back down, and Brilvar just the portrait basically flickered to Brilvar and then instantly reset to Shulavi for whatever reason.
Also, you've been reminded very kindly by Ryan that you said you'd move the counter, but you didn't, and he's like super disappointed about you, as usual.
Well, guess what? We're not at the end of the round yet. So, you know what? He can, hop off. Now we're getting ready to the end of the round. So now we move the counter,
No, it's
Ryan.
because the mana was showing round 4 for some reason instead of round 1.
Ah. Well, you know what, Ryan? You disappoint me anytime that I have to interact with you, so I guess we're both just going to be left dissatisfied. That's how that works.
I'm looking forward that Skytear Sunday when both of you are going to be sitting in that dome.
I can only hope that that never occurs. But as I say, hope is no basis for planning, so I'm sure that that comes up there eventually. I will be sure to have an emergency and unavoidable personal case, and we'll have to get a substitution.
I'll lobby for that to happen.
Although I think the next 3 times I'm casting, I think it's the 2 of us. So
Yeah,
it's
it is. Yeah.
I like you. I hope you like me as well because we've got plenty of time to get cozy.
No problem. It's always a pleasure. What do we see going now? So Smeoz.
I was thinking about what he wants to do right now. Yeah.
I mean, he could go with the problem with the skirmish is that he's gonna hit. He's gonna hit the Scorch, right?
It is.
I mean, you could decide to place the AoE so that you only hit Kumiya, and you don't hit Miyuki, but then you're kind of sacrificing a bit of damage. I guess you could decide to play Bruiser first, but the problem then is that your opponent has a chance to move Kumiya or Miyuki. So yeah, I mean it's so tempting to just move Bruiser, and I mean if you stay where you are, the Scourge can't attack you because there is a white line, right?
Right. So the Scourge could choose to attack Brilvar, but again, that's
no. It has to be the one person that attacks you.
No. So we actually did clarify this with tape. If the offending hero is a valid target from the action you choose, then it must go to them. If it is not, then you're free to choose whatever.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
There was actually a clarification. I actually thought that was the case too, but tape said no, that's not how it works. If the offending hero is a valid target, it must prioritize picking that one. But
otherwise, it's the offending player. Yeah, any hero controlled by the offending player. Okay, yeah, that's
it is any valid target. Correct.
Yeah, that's interesting. That changes quite a lot.
Yeah, that changed the rule a lot actually. Whenever I heard that one, oh, that's good.
You can go for that, right? Your brother has 2 armor, so you don't really care that much. Well, he's at 9 HP though, so that might be a little bit of a risk. Might be a little bit of a risk.
Yep. All right, so Gulburin is actually going to activate here. Interesting. Looking like we're going to move. Only to Kumiya.
That's also interesting because you could have skirmish to Kumiya, right?
Well, it looks like we're just going to go and kill Kumiya here right off the bat. An attack against Kumiya, 2+ on the flip here will kill her.
Skirmish would have been 2+, so you could have killed her with flipping a 3 if you were lucky enough.
Indeed, and we do know that Smeoz does have but Kumaya's going to get Migraine. Now, see here, if you would have stayed in the dome, you couldn't have done this. Ooh, and a Psychic Vampirism to boot. All right, so Migraine is going to deal 2 damage to Gulburin. And then Psychic Vampirism is going to heal him, obviously 1 damage after the armor. And then Kumiya will actually heal off
by
the
2.
damage dealt. Yep, by 2, because it is the damage that was inflicted, not the HP loss.
Yeah, it's a bit weird that he didn't choose to skirmish, honestly.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have been able to get migrained by Kumiya. But
you wouldn't have been migrained. Well, you would have been, but after the skirmish, so you'd get a chance to kill her anyway.
Right.
Playing around the release of spirits, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not a big deal, right? You spent a move and an attack to get here, so you can always skirmish, and if you get hit by the release, then the release is gone, and it's 1 less you have to care about, and you still have you're probably still gonna be move and attack afterwards.
And that play right there actually just saved Kumiya, because although Gulburin did come through with a charm that I don't think flashed up for us there, charm did remove the disarm, but Smeoz did flip a +2, which would have killed Kumiya. But now we do see the skirmish action targeting Kumiya. Again, this is going to prevent a Release the Spirit from fizzling the effect. if another thing was, if a Release of Spirits were to come out, but instead going to be 1+ there, 1+0, so no damage to Kamaya. Now Smeoz deciding, does he want to send Gobiern back into the dome or leave him right there? Looks like he's going to leave him right there and end the round. And the activation, excuse me.
So yeah, you kind of lost the move, right? In the end. You lost
Indeed.
an action for nothing.
Pretty much, yep. And Kamaya still lives with 2 HP, so interestingly enough, though, now that's pretty low. At this point, I think if I'm Smeoz, maybe I start chipping away at Miyuki and try to set up the double kill.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, I guess that's one thing you can do. If I'm Giacomo and I can win the dome, then I probably suicide Kamaya. Just to be sure that, like, you just use the outsider to remove half the life. Oh, there is the new card.
There's our freeze card.
Okay, I'm gonna zoom on it for people to be able to look at it much better.
Yep.
Look at this gorgeous art.
Oh my god, that's so good. I hate the fact that we're freezing Yami in place, but still very nice for this part. So freeze. If the target hero has disarm, reduce all damage that they have to 0. And if they're not disarmed, then disarm them. So 1 mana +0 on the flip. Very nice use of the disarm card there from Smeoz.
So it's 0 damage done because
correct.
Kamaya was disarmed already.
So she's just going to go ahead, move into the dome, going to skirmish. Looks like Kamaya's going all the way over to there. Okay, so interestingly enough, going to actually hover right next to Shadris's illusion token, ensuring that Shadris will be able to absorb the damage that's directed at her. So Smeoz will have to do something about that illusion token before he's able to kill off Kamaya.
Yeah. The thing now is not like, yeah, she's led from the deck. So it's, I guess, not the end of the world. You can always like go back into that dome and let from hand afterwards if you need, but like you have to be wary of the prisons anyway.
Yep.
I mean, you're playing your first hero. Your opponent already has Gobiern and is out of the dome, so you could guarantee to tie the dome even if you place 1 prison. If you place 2, though, that's pretty bad for you. I mean, it's a lot of users played, but that would guarantee a second Skytear Master to him, and that would probably be very bad for your 3rd turn because you'd play very likely down 1 hero on match point on a Skytear Master, which doesn't sound a good situation.
Yeah, because if you go 2-0 in the Skytear Master turn 3, all Smeoz has to do is like kill off 1 or 2 of your heroes, and then you're at a hero disadvantage, and then he just dome piles and wins the game.
Yeah.
So definitely not a good idea to go 0-2 in Skytear points in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, especially once you're done 1 hero in the next turn, like your opponent has a huge advantage to get that dome.
Yes. Also, Smeoz has received the people's approval, noting that the freeze practically didn't have any application, but since Gobiern had disarmed Kamaya due to Astrida's passive, Smeoz just did play the card just so we could all take a look at it.
Yeah.
Smeoz, man of the people. Okay, so looks like Freyhill's going to activate now. And so the interesting thing here, Freyhill, Sakoshi, also additionally protected by the Shadris illusion token. Due to the fact that you don't need line of sight in order for Shadris to protect you, you just need to be adjacent to it, similar to how Kenwi's illusion works for her.
Yeah.
It works across white lines. So both of those heroes actually are protected now. And so we'll see, does Smeoz have a plan to get rid of the illusion token and then continue waging war against Giacomo's team?
I mean, you can also just chip damage at them, and Shadris is going to have to choose.
True. Also an option, yes. All right, so Bro is going to go for the skirmish.
He's full HP, though, so it's going to take a bit of time before it becomes a problem.
Yes.
Which might be quite a waste of actions.
Smeoz is actually going to lead from the deck instead of skirmishing. Okay, so we're going to worship then. and he is going to worship himself. So going to heal up Brilvar a little bit. Again, we know that it is showing that Shalavi is the active hero, but as it stands, oh no, he's out of range of the frail. But it is Brilvar, not Shalavi, that is being played in the third slot for Smeoz. Oh, we're gonna pop the flex here.
Yeah, prison's coming.
No, he already passed turnover to Miyuki, so it's gonna be a sinkhole.
Yeah, sinkhole. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to use a sinkhole from who is it that was playing this? Brilvar. Yeah, for some reason it's just not reading at all because it's still showing that Shillavi would have 2 mana. So something's has just gone totally wrong with the mod.
Yeah, we also don't see the name of the cards being played.
Yes, that is actually true as well. I did think that was. I wonder if it's because Smeoz is hosting the table and he has the different mod setup because he does like the testing and revising stuff, perhaps.
Possible. Yeah.
All right, well, anyways, so we did see that the Miyuki sinkhole did mean that Miyuki is locked out of the dome, which means if Smeoz does have a presence, he can slide Estrida or Freyhill into the dome and then win the dome that way with the presence.
Yeah.
So Miyuki has chosen, although doing that is pretty much going to result in your tower exploding there because Miyuki has lead. There are, well, I guess with Estrida you could attack a minion and then move into the dome.
Yeah, you'd kill one, spawn one. Yeah, the tower wouldn't blow.
Yeah, the tower would be able to survive at least, which is really what you're after, Smeoz, because I don't think this game is going to go to. It might go to turn 4, but I don't think we'll see turn 5. So
I think Ryan, the card played should still be seen. The name of the card played, not the flips, but like the one you play.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, tape may have turned off the names for like if you are flipping the cards over for your modifiers, but it will still say like X hero plays Y card. That still does happen.
Well, except it doesn't today.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, normally, yes, normally it should happen, but today I think I'm pretty sure it's because we're using Smeoz's altered mod version for what he does. So we're just going to blame Giacomo for not foreseeing this. Meanwhile, though, not going to actually happen. Estrida not going to pop a minion before moving into the dome. So I assume she's going to move. I assume she's going to worship Gobjorn, and then I assume she's going to lead in the dome.
She might attack the illusion, actually.
That's true. She could actually just pop the illusion, and then.
But then you take the risk. You take the risk that Shedrus is going to play next, and
then just respawn the illusion. Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing, I mean, in that case, you can also like then just bring Freyal into the dome. She's shapeshifted, so she could attack the illusion and play a healing spell on Kumaya to try to kill her. But then it's super risky because if you lose your condition, you heal her instead, which is definitely not what you want to do.
Smeoz has attacked the outsider here for 2 damage.
Yeah, so he's gonna disarm him.
No, Estrida's not.
No, she's not shapeshifted. Wait, okay, that's interesting. He's gonna draw a card though because of hunting for power.
Yeah, he won't get to draw the card because of hunting for power. And so now we're going to see what is the retaliation from the outsider.
Well, Brilvar is gonna get attacked.
Brilvar could
get attacked? Could be a skirmish on Estrida also.
Yeah, he could skirmish targeting Estrida.
I mean, Brilvar has 9 HP, right? So it's more interesting because it's 0 plus skirmish against 1 plus attack. I mean, I'm factoring in the armor already, so it's like...
That is correct. Yep, you are correct. But it looks like it's actually going to be a move retaliation here. Interesting. So the Scourge is going to run away.
Giacomo could be a bit worried about the hunting for power and move the score. Oh, yeah, okay.
But there's the +3s! Oh, you hate to see
that's 4 damage. So he's down to 5 HPs. I mean, Freyal hasn't played yet, so... Oh, yeah, but he's already shapeshifted.
True. Yeah, Brilvar is shapeshifted, so he does have 3 armor.
So it's actually only 3 damage, not 4.
Brings Brilvar down to 6. Not bad. And then we do see the lead action there from the Estrida. Very nice. Okay, interesting. So Scourge is now down to 16 hit points. Brovar down to 6, Kumaya down to 2, Sakoshi down to 11, nobody else anywhere close to death. Sakoshi is going to activate now. Very nice. So does Sakoshi continue pushing the lane, or do we start? Oh, we're going to skirmish. Okay, so gets right up next into Frail's business here. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, maybe not. Ah, okay. So we're going to go ahead and attack the minion, delete the minion there. And a move action. Go into the dome, perhaps? Or just run. Yes. Okay, so we're going for the dome pile. Gobjorn loves this plan. We do see some of the chat is commenting on the freeze card. We have some various points that freeze. Eric points out freeze does have more range than through the eyes, but has a slightly worse modifier. That's also because it has a better effect than through the eyes, in my opinion, because you can literally make them do no damage at all. So we'll see how that works out, but there are a ton of new cards coming in the Breach expansion. I'm super excited. So I believe the plan is actually for the next several weeks. Each week, the challengers will get to bring one new card from the pool against the Kings. So do stay tuned regularly. We on Outsiders Only will also spoil cards. We have a list of, I think, 7. We're going to be showing off our second one in today's podcast that we're going to record. So please tune in for more cards there. I believe also Team Covenant, I think, has a sheaf of cards they're going to unveil. But enough about spoiling right now. We are going to see Freyhill join the dome pile with a skirmish against Sakoshi. Now, of course, adjacent to the illusion here, Shadris will be able to absorb the damage.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think he chose Sakoshi because he's going to try to go for the double kill.
Yes. That seems to be likely the case there. And so, of course, Shadris will take 2 damage. Shadris was at full HP. Not a problem. And then we're going to get rid of the illusion token because I think Smeoz's plan is soften them up with the outsider and then just have G-Baby run in there, swipe them, and everyone's dead.
Yeah, but like Shadris can drop the illusion again.
True.
I mean, you could have an AoE to get rid of it. You've got the Wind Blast, right?
True. You do have the Wind Blast, yes.
But wait until 2, so you can't play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
You don't have the flex anymore, so you can't play it.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's a good point, yeah. Okay, and Sakoshi getting attacked, dropped down to
7.
7, yes. And Freyhill actually did play a Nourish card and a Sacrifice card as well this round. So
yeah, good.
And obviously we missed those flashing up because the cards or names are not flashing up, and the modifiers are not, or the mana is not tracking down.
Yeah, she actually attacked the illusion and then she casted the Sacrifice and Nourish on Sakoshi.
That is correct.
That's sad that there was like no Release the Spirit here, because like that would have been massive.
Yes. Oh yeah. Kumaya is in perfect range there to have released the spirits, but alas, not in the cards. But as you mentioned, there's the Shadris illusion replacing it, or being replaced immediately. Going to lead, and then I assume just move just to reposition himself, perhaps?
Probably, yeah.
Yep, into the cover hex. Okay.
That's interesting. You could reposition. You could reposition to be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't care. Well, you could reposition to be aside the control token to attack the minions next turn, but like it's not awesome.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and resolve control zone number 1. Miyuki. Oh, Miyuki led with a 3 from the deck. Very nice. Okay, so that's gonna be a total value of 7 versus 2. And so, or no, 7 versus 7 versus 2.
Yeah, versus 2. Yeah, it's 5 damage, but the minion takes 1. Yeah.
Very nice. Now over here, this should destroy the entire tower, as that is a lot of stuff. The amount is high enough that the tower is just going to explode.
Giacomo might actually, if he succeed not to lose next turn, then he might actually win on the Nexus.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, the Nexus does resolve before the dome
Before the
will.
Skytear Master. Yeah.
Correct, exactly. So therefore, unless Smeoz does something about this,
I mean, he could still get a double kill or the
sure,
hunting for power one.
indeed. All right, so we are going to go ahead now, and Smeoz can use any of his heroes except Gilbjorn as the outsider possessed hero here. So we'll see who he elects to use in response.
I mean, you can attack Sakoshi, and even if he decides to save Sakoshi with Shadris, then Shadris is gonna be left in a very bad position too. Anyway, so like at some point he's gonna have to, like with 3 heroes down a lot on life, then you're in a trouble position anyway.
And so what you could actually do here, if you have the Scourge, actually no, that's not a good plan. You could move. Hold on a minute. Let me see how this works. No. Okay.
You put it instead of Freya. You skirmish.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
You skirmish onto Kumaya. If you're lucky, you kill her. Probably not, but it doesn't matter. It's just to deal some damage.
She's adjacent to the illusion, so Shadris will absorb it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's just a bit of damage. It forces Shadris to take the damage, basically. And then you attack Sakoshi, and you force Shadris again to take the damage. Yeah, the problem is like your third action is like the one that drains the HP, which is not necessarily what you want. No, there is another action that deals damage, right, on the Scourge.
There's the Siphon ability, yeah, but I don't know that you would use the Siphon.
No, but the Reckless Fury. You could use the Reckless Fury.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Get Reckless Fury, yeah.
And then, like, if Shadris isn't dead, next turn you've got like 3 heroes that are below 5 HP.
This is true.
And double kill becomes like, I mean, with Gul'Bion and Freyal, it becomes a very likely event.
Yes. Although we did see the Glacial Rebirth come out already, so unfortunately that wouldn't be the easy global healing. Oh, we're gonna replace Brilvar. Okay, not what I would have thought, but fair enough. So Smeoz is going to either move. I assume that's going to be the reckless assault, or not the reckless assault, the relentless pursuit ability, because both move and relentless pursuit are the same thing basically, except you get a bonus fast for your hero. So there's the marking on Brilvar, so it is indeed the relentless pursuit. And also Smeoz has finally used his action buttons. Thank you, Smeoz.
No, I don't think Ryan you'd kill the illusion, because like you spend just spend the outsider to deal damage, and like Shadris is gonna have to tank this damage, and then like you've got 3 heroes down on life, and it doesn't matter. Just ignore the illusion at that point.
Okay, so Smeoz is going to
skirmish targeting Sakoshi as a second action. That's interesting.
You can't get to there from. Oh, okay, never mind.
Move skirmish. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, he moved first, then.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't want to use the Reckless Fury, because Gul'Bion has like 4 HPs, no 6 HPs. But like, I mean, why not? And then he attacks the illusion. Okay, yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, so that makes sense. And then we're gonna put Brilvar, who is shapeshifted in the area there. Very nice. Let me see. How many rampant hatreds have we seen? Oh, Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
we've only seen one rampant hatred. There's 2 left.
That's very risky, actually. Yeah, in that case.
Oh, baby. There's no illusion on the field, which means if Smeoz has rampant hatred, then this game just
wins. Yeah, because he moves Gul'Bion, shapeshift, and rampant, and it's over.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you don't even need to shapeshift if you move Gul'Bion into the dome. That's 4+ on the skirmish. So like you just
you still have to attack twice, right? Like you have to kill 2 of them.
Sure.
Like if you're shapeshifted, you do it in 1 skirmish.
True, that's fair. All right, so I'm gonna take more of an eagle-eyed view here, because the cards being played are going to be critical this round here. Smeoz does have 4 cards in hand to Giacomo's 7. Giacomo having significant lane pressure there, winning both lanes, both rounds, does increase his hand draw. And there's the Doom from Kumaya, except it's on Estrida.
Yeah, but in that case, I think Ryan, in that case, it's fine, because like you kill 3 heroes, you probably save the lane, take the dome, and win on Skytear Master, because he's got 2 points on Skytear Master currently. They forgot to put the second one.
Okay, we did see a strength over pain come out for Astrida, which means that Astrida does not get to play Song of the Siren if she so chooses, or if she had it. That's no longer an option. I'm assuming that Smeoz does not have a rampant hatred, because otherwise you activate literally anybody but Astrida.
Yeah.
And then you just do that.
I mean, it's a weird choice because now Shaders can play first and drop the illusion again. I mean, it's not
Yes.
going to save them eternally, though. It's going to work only once. He doesn't have the Whisper of Nuptons, right? So, like, if he drops the illusion and it gets destroyed.
There are no Whispers of Nupton in this deck. No.
But his opponent doesn't know about that, and that's what it might be. He might be a bit scared about. It's like if you commit on the rampant, then your opponent drops the illusion with the Nupton. As Ryan pointed out very accurately, you could choose to save only one of them and not the other, and then the double kill doesn't happen.
All right. Well,
it seems he's trying to kill the outsider. Like we've seen us try that attacking the Scourge.
Yeah, I mean, that is another option too. Shadris cannot, in fact, defend the outsider regardless of the illusion token. So Smeoz may just say, you know what, we turn our attention, we focus fire the Scourge, and kaboom.
It just feels a little bit less risky to try to get the double kill, but we see skirmish on Sakoshi. Yeah.
Yep. Skirmish on Sakoshi here. This will do 0+. This cannot kill him. Oh!
It's a lot of damage.
Golbjorn looking mighty tasty right now.
Yeah, and he's gonna make it harder to get into the dome now.
Oh baby. Okay, well, I think Giacomo has to activate Shadris here. Otherwise, Golbjorn moves, attacks one, and skirmishes the other, and it's just over.
I mean, he could. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to activate Shadris and get your illusion back out. You have to stop one of the kills to prevent.
Yeah, the thing is, like, once you've done that, great. What's your next move, right?
Also true.
No, I think what you do is you send your illusion, but then you also move to sit just in between Kumeya and Sakoshi. So like Golbjorn can't sit here anymore. So like you send your illusion here, you move and you skirmish on that position. Probably without targeting anyone, just to be sure it doesn't fizzle. And then they're like rather protected from. Well, he can't kill both of them easily. It doesn't mean that he can't, but it's costing much more resources. Yeah. I mean, if he's got another heal with Freyal, he potentially can do it anyway, and then it doesn't matter.
All right, well, he is actually activating Sakoshi. Okay, that's fair too. I guess you can't kill the hero when they run away like a coward.
I wouldn't necessarily fully agree with that statement.
I mean, as easily, I should say.
Yeah, as easily, yeah. Because like here, you could just like skirmish with Freyal. Yeah. She's shapeshifted, so you could skirmish on Kumeya, then move and attack Sakoshi, and like it could work. It's not guaranteed, but it could work.
Okay, we're worshipping on Brilvar because.
Ooh, because lifesteal.
Okay, we're going to attack and play lifesteal. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of. It's going to be like 3+. He has armor, but like it's going to be potentially 5 or 6 HP recovered, which is pretty good.
Yep.
Unless he's unlucky on the flip and he gets much less. Man.
But does Smeoz have a response? I can't imagine what you would do unless you like sinkhole Brilvar out of the way or something.
Nah. Yeah, +1. It's 4 HP. Yeah.
Yep.
That's really good.
Sakoshi playing the Bee Gees and staying alive.
Back to 6.
Yep. Again, similar to Psychic Vampirism, it's not about how much HP the target loses, it's about how much damage you deal, which of course are two slightly different but very important things. And Sakoshi's gonna. Oh no, never mind. That was just the.
No, that's what they. Yeah.
Because whenever you tap them, they sometimes will redo it. All right. Well. Now I think Rampant Hatred becomes a little bit more of a necessity to win this game, just because Sakoshi is running away like a coward.
Yeah, and he's got a bit more HP now, so it's
Yes.
a bit
So
more
yeah, so I
complicated.
think you need the bonus action that the Rampant would provide, because if you had Glacial Rebirth as Freyhill, then easily you just cast Glacial Rebirth, blow up Kamaya, and then you can just chase down Sakoshi, or chase down Sakoshi.
I mean, you can also position Frey also that like she can cast a spell on Sakoshi, and then you go with
Mhm.
Gul'dan and you kill Kumaya. But like it's no, I mean
True.
the reverse. Sorry, you go and kill Sakoshi, and Frey'll just blows Kumaya away with a spell. But it's a bit more risky.
Yes.
Oh, also Gul'dan is shapeshifted. So like you move into the dome, you skirmish, hit Sakoshi with it, attack Sakoshi, and then Frey'll cast a spell on Kumaya. But like it requires quite a few moving species, and if you
Yeah.
get your condition removed, your shapeshift removed, it's kind of
Also worth
a big fail.
also worth noting as well. Astrida actually did play Presence as well before her turn ended. So
Yeah.
Smeoz is going to win the dome. He just needs to basically not die.
So Giacomo needs to win on Nexus. He doesn't
Correct.
have a choice anymore.
Correct. Yeah, Giacomo needs to win the Nexus, or Smeoz just wins at the very end of round 3.
So I think Smeoz just has to save his lane.
Or Smeoz is just going to go on a murder rampage here. Let's find out. Gobjorn has moved himself into position. Does Giacomo potentially have another Doom to stop these shenanigans? We've seen one Doom there. In the graveyard, there is a second Doom. Is there a third Doom? I don't see it. So there is possibly one Doom sitting in Giacomo's hand. There's 9 cards in the deck, 5 cards in the hand.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it. Ooh, Skirmish is there.
So skirmish on Kumaya. If you kill her, yeah, you're gonna kill her. Like you're 2+.
Yeah, there's the
Whoops.
caged soul. No,
that's bad. Yeah.
You hate to see it with Smeoz.
No double kill anymore.
No.
Well, unless Freyhill can cast a spell and kill her before.
That's also true. Yeah, if Freyhill has a reaction play here, that would be great.
Astrida could also like if I know Migraine is just 1 damage. She's got 1 armor. Yeah, so that wouldn't kill it.
No, yeah, you need Freyhill to blow her up with a sacrifice or a nourish.
And that and you're at risk of not being able if he's got a condition removal.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit risky. Yeah, it's not. I mean, if you have it, you play it anyway. So he probably doesn't have it.
Yep. And the problem is because Caged Soul is a global ability, it's not like you can Sinkhole or Chasm and reposition the heroes. This goes off regardless. What you need is Doom, and guess what you don't have as a mono blue team?
Well,
Doom.
You could have Reclaim Life.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Reclaim Life would actually work here because you would just steal the
whole healing. So Brilver you would get back to full HP.
Right. Which would be hilarious.
Yeah, actually, that would be hilarious.
I don't think I remember seeing Reclaim Life in Smeoz's deck though.
No, we're not talking about the fact it would give double kills, it's just that it would allow him to kill something at least.
Oh yeah, just the players moving the minions up. Aha! There's the sacrifice play. So Kumaya is going to get nuked. All right.
There is the that's bad.
There's the spirit, which means Kamaya is in fact actually not going to get nuked.
If you've got a sinkhole, you can avoid that.
Yeah, now you need the sinkhole. This is where sinkhole would be useful.
But you've played one already, so it's not sure you've got another one.
I think he played 2, hasn't he?
Let's
take a look here. Yeah, he's got 2 sinkholes in the graveyard.
Okay, but he played only one.
Oh,
with the flux. Yeah, so one came from the flips. And then, he might have the food. But...
So Brilvar is just going to say, nope, we're going to shield slam you and kill you, as Brilvar has 3 armor. Kumaya is absolutely going to die here. It doesn't matter what Giacomo says or does. Kumaya is finally dead. All right, so Kumaya out of the game. Coming back on turn 4. This game is not going to turn 4. Either Smeoz gets Skytear Master or double kill, or Giacomo gets Nexus Destruction. One of those two things is about to happen there. So finally, a bunch of those cards, cancel out, and Freyhill is able to resolve her skirmish and move, I guess. Whew! That was an exciting little chain of events there.
The sacrifice was a mistake because it fizzles the skirmish. Why does it fizzle the skirmish?
Because she targeted Kamaya?
No, he didn't target. He was shapeshifted.
No. But Freyhill was the one skirmishing. Wasn't she?
No, it was Gul'dan playing.
No. Gul'dan was not shapeshifted. No. Gul'dan was not shapeshifted.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm looking at Shilavi. Yeah.
So that actually did fizzle the play.
Okay, yeah, it fizzled. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
That is unfortunate.
I mean, it is annoying, but you still have two heroes to play, so you can still probably get to the lane and save. I mean, can you save that lane?
Well, let's see. With the presence from Astrida and the lead from Gul'dan.
Yeah, but Astrida can't move. Like, she's in the dome.
I know, but you can still move Freyhill and Brovar. So I think that with Brovar, you move, attack a minion, and lead, and then with Freyhill, you move skirmish and attack. And
Ricardo is at 11, could get it to 11. So like, and I don't think you can kill Shadris. So even if you kill Sakoshi, he might be at 10. So you need to do at least 5, which right. So you need to kill minions. If you don't kill minions, you can't save the Nexus.
Yep, and neither Brovar nor Freyhill are able to play Wind Blast to clean out the minions. So that is unfortunate, but. All right, Miyuki is just going to go ahead, and I think that Giacomo does sense his victory is going to lie in this Nexus explosion here. So Miyuki just moving away to be more annoying as always, going to attack actually, Smeoz might just try to kill the outsider. That's also an option here. Does 1 damage, and now Giacomo is going to run the outsider away. That's exactly what you want to do, because that's what Smeoz is going to bank on. But Brovar is actually going to play Shield Slam. So we're going to stack outsider abilities here. The Shield Slam does make the outsider like slow. So that's going to do 9 damage. So the outsider can only move 1, and so therefore Giacomo is going to skirmish, because skirmish is not affected by slow, which will still allow the outsider to run away like a coward.
And it can skirmish twice. No.
So the one time he had already declared a move, and then Brovar Shield Slam.
Oh, okay. It's used time after the move. Yeah.
And Freyhill is attacking. Okay, no, that was the last one. Okay, so Freyhill's gonna move. Okay. I guess you move and skirmish into the lane, and then with Brovar, you move, attack the minion, and lead. But as you mentioned, I think the math still checks out where Giacomo just blows up the Nexus here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then the skirmish action puts you in the lane. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't block that minion. You need Brovar to kill them.
No, I don't think there was a lead on Astrida. Like, there is one on Gul'dan. There is no lead. Yeah. But yeah, the HUD doesn't show the leads properly either. Like, Gul'dan should have one, and we don't see it.
Yeah, Eric, the reason that you don't see the lead on the HUD is because the entire HUD is busted. For reasons that we're guessing at, but we're not entirely certain, none of the stuff is working the way it should. So, yeah, even though Gul'dan does lead from the deck, it's not going to flash up for him for whatever reason. Brovar is cosplaying as Shilavi, and none of the power cards are being displayed whenever the heroes use them.
Yeah, and yes, Ryan, there was two triggers of the outsider, and he did like declare the move, the second trigger applied, slowed, so he moved 1, and then he skirmished for 2 more. So he's at 9.
All right, Shadris moving to avoid the sinkhole as Brovar. Actually, no, Brovar has already used 2 mana, so sinkhole is only an option from Gul'dan at this point, but moving away from there does mean that Gobjorn would not be able to drag Shadris into the dome. You could target the hex that Miyuki's on, swing her up one, and then drag Shadris in, removing him from the lane. But by moving that there, that ensures that any sinkhole Gobjorn would play would not, in fact, allow you to mess up your lane domination there from Giacomo.
Yeah, so Shadris led from hand. And
Yep.
as Tape said very reliably, the lead on Gulbion probably doesn't show because it's a card that is not yet if you know what I mean. That is not yet in the base. So
that is also true. It could be the fact, since it's from the deck, that actually could be another copy of the freeze.
yeah, probably.
And it will just not register. So that's also an option. I just assumed that because there were so many other things that was wrong with the HUD, that was also another thing that was wrong with the HUD. So that actually makes sense.
So I think that Giacomo wins here. Like,
Yeah.
Smeoz needs to kill the outsider because killing a single minion won't make it.
Correct.
You need to kill a minion and Sakoshi.
Correct.
Or kill 2 minions and still lead with a 3. So yeah, you kind of your only option is to kill the outsider that still has 9 HP. Maybe with Strength of a Pain, but it feels pretty
Rough.
hard, right?
Yes. Yeah, you would need Strength over Pain, or you would need well, first of all, Freyhill is going to need to have some healing cards, because I think that if you do anything, then Giacomo is just going to retaliate and run away. And so I think you need to be able to have Freyhill chain kill before the outsider is able to flee.
Yeah, but Freyhill also played a sacrifice. So we've seen 2 sacrifice and a nourish spent from her. And she's not shapeshifted yet. So I don't see her. I mean, you could shapeshift her with Boulevard, but then it's like move, shapeshift, and attack on the outsider. And you're still at risk of someone removing you. Because, like, Giacomo has sight on Freyal, so he could remove the condition. Shadris can exhaust.
Yep.
Like, it feels a little bit clunky.
So Brilvar has 4 conditions on him. Like, Purge and Purify would be super awesome right here.
Yeah, and it would blow him away because he has like 3 HP.
He has 4
HP, yeah.
So the other problem too, so slow and fast will actually cancel each other out. So he is able to move normally. Mark isn't gonna, Mark actually, if he goes to attack the outsider, so he would need to move and skirmish the outsider, because the mark actually would mean that Miyuki's ability affects him. Since it's within 3. So
yeah. He would have to go. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He could also charm it off. Obviously, that's a response there. All of his team has at least some mana. But we do see a move action. Oh, does Giacomo have a response? Nope. Okay. So we're going to do this,
and then he's going to skirmish targeting the outsider and move out of range of Miyuki. I mean,
oh yes. Oh, yes, do it. Play that Granite Skin, Smeoz.
Yeah, he's going to try to kill him with skirmish.
Yes.
Or maybe another, like, he would have the 3rd shield slam. No, that's unlikely.
He may have multiple copies of Granite Skin, though. So Granite Skin is actually going to give 4 to Brilvar, because Brilvar is already shapeshifted. So 1 Granite Skin is 4+. And so if he has 2 of those, oh no, it's caster card. Crap. So that's not going to work. But this is 4+. So the nice thing here is, actually no, because then you just, okay, so that's 6 damage to the Scourge, brings him down to 9. So if there's a healing card from Freyhill,
no, it brings him down to 3. Yeah.
Or 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, 9. 3. Yeah, sorry. So depending on what happens here, Giacomo should just.
He still has an attack, but he shouldn't sit here because, like, you're in range of Miyuki now.
Yeah. You need to. Yeah, I'm not sure about that positioning. Like, that positioning is going to make it. Yeah, you just run into the cover hex, and you're out of movement options as Brilvar now.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like the other Hex was better, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
yeah,
guess it
maybe
doesn't.
he was afraid that the outsider would just win the other way, the other side. Then it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I guess it doesn't. Ultimately, it just doesn't matter because I just don't think that there's anything that Smeoz can do here.
Yeah, the outsider would have run
Yep,
away.
there it
Yeah,
is. Yep,
Giacomo
they're
won.
showing
Yeah.
their hands. There's the Rampant Hatred card. Oh, there's the other Granite Skin and the Nourish that he needed. There's the Sacrifice. So I think that
I
we
mean,
are going to concede.
he had the rampant hatred too. Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
why didn't you play that with Gobjorn? Like,
He drew it off of attacking the outsider, maybe.
that could be the case. That could be the case. Yeah.
Maybe also he didn't play because he was afraid of a response, but I don't see what could have been played here as a response to that.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that the players are calling the game. Giacomo does win the game by Nexus Destruction. So shall we go chat with the players?
Yeah, sure.
Hello.
Good game.
Hey, hello.
Hey.
Well played.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We were discussing about Miyuki, how important she was.
Blame Miyuki.
Yeah, I see you liked our little game together a few weeks ago with Miyuki doing a lot of her stuff around with like conditions and
Yeah,
paralyzing the game.
Yeah.
despite the scourge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have played around the ultimate of Miyuki and I released the spirit, but I don't have thinking about the doom of response of the activation of Astrida. I have the ultimate, right? But
Right.
Giacomo has countered these.
Yeah, I knew he had it because it was the last ultimate in the deck, so that wasn't flipped.
Yeah.
Smeoz, did you had the rampant hatred at the beginning of the turn?
No.
Okay,
No. I have drawn with the outsider, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was our guess because it really didn't make sense that you hadn't played it if you had it. But we're like,
Yeah, with Gurban especially, I don't have nothing to cast because I have skirmish against Kumaya and the death has fit on my skirmish, so it's a very bad tune for the My Bear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Shizlam with Great Skin on Brilbar is very good. In my opinion, it's very funny.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, he almost killed it, right? So if there wasn't Miyuki close, he could have killed it.
Yeah. If I don't have the mark in this situation or the outsider was position a little different, and I am in the range of without range of Miyuki, probably I kill the outsider this turn.
And giving slow to the outsider was very useful for him. Otherwise, I would have gone like here or something.
Hiding in the cover houses.
Yeah, when you play the Shield Slam also to kill Kumaya on top of like Miyuki's ultimate and then the release and the sacrifice, and that was also pretty fun.
My plane was Skytear Master or double kill. In my opinion, double kill was pretty easier without the ultimate of Miyuki this turn because I have 2 Slam and sacrifice to play your reaction. So a lot of damage, but
yeah, a lot of reaction speed damage.
Yeah.
That's a bit scary, definitely. With a double kill, that's a bit scary.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay.
All right. Well, Giacomo does defend his title now. Now, Kumaya, of course, is out as she did end up biting the dust there. So you are down to 27 heroes.
Okay.
The question is, what will we see next? I'm sure Eric will be collecting votes.
Well, maybe what do our 2 players think about Freeze first? Because like,
oh, that's true. Yeah, we could also talk about Freeze.
What did the people say in the chat?
There were a lot of bad puns.
Okay, like.
Someone said, "What was the spoiler card?" And then C-Dub said "Freeze," and then Tape just goes, "Oh, cool."
Okay.
I feel like I want to reactivate Nightbot just for that one.
Yeah.
Ban Tape. A lot of people were saying that Freeze is very much like Through the Eyes, but it has a better range with just a lower modifier. So a lot of comparison to Through the Eyes.
Yeah, but it's target, right? So
Yes.
it's a big difference.
Yep.
I tend to compare it more to Skytear, actually, because like it's the same mana cost, the same modifier. It has the same reaction speed. It has like a slightly similar effect in that you can actually prevent damage, but it feels much more powerful because like if the target is disarmed, then like the damage just goes to 0, which is like much more efficient than just a -3.
Sure.
Yeah, this is crazy because this can counter. It's like Psychic Shield on steroid. If you don't remove the disarm, right, it can counter anything, even ultimates.
Yeah, it feels incredible.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's like any damage the hero does. So those skills like Ogozai,
Wine Blast, Soul Scream,
everything. Yes, so it's really good. Of course, it's kind of fragile because if you remove disarm, it's I don't think it's worth the 1 mana plus 0 just for the disarm, right? So
sure.
I mean, it is. There isn't that many cards that do disarm with like 1 mana.
Targeting? Oh no, I think there is Through the Eyes.
Yeah, there is Through the Eyes, but like you need to be adjacent.
Yeah, and it's a lot of times you don't want to be adjacent to enemy, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you probably only have Shilevi who doesn't care too much because like she's gonna be shapeshifted adjacent. And fine.
Korjaf. I always put 3 in Korjaf.
Otherwise, you're shapeshifted as Korjaf. You're going to be a melee hero, so that makes perfect sense.
I mean, he also gonna end up adjacent to people. Like not voluntarily, right? So like the disarm becomes very relevant.
I mean, people end up adjacent to you anyway, even if you don't want. So especially if you're in a cover X. So
and then the disarm matters. It's like that's where you want it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, now you also want it on minions attack actually, which makes choice.
It's another topic, but for the entire game, I wanted to do the Decree of Kurumu with Shidrus and push. But I never had the chance. I mean, I had the chance, but it wasn't worth it. So.
Yeah, I mean, Decree of Kurumu is really good if you're running both Miyuki and Shidrus, because then like you've got double potential with it, and you just play it whenever it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But like if you're running only Shidrus, I see an argument not to run the Decree because I've tried to make it worse with Shidrus just to trigger the Decree, and it's actually pretty rare when you have a situation where it's actually really valuable to do so.
Yeah.
It happens, but usually it's because your opponent made a slight mistake, not because.
Yeah,
like if your opponent is playing really well. If you have other ways to push, then it becomes more interesting because you can create the situation.
Yeah.
You need other ways to push, you say.
Yeah.
Another thing is mindfulness. That sometimes if Shidrus is exhausted, you don't worry about it. And then I play mindfulness, and then I manage to push you out, right? So that's why I like to have one copy of it.
Sure.
Also, it's good to have one copy of it when you're running Miyuki, for example, because she's not necessarily always doing something. So it's like if you can change a Miyuki activation into something that has more meaningfulness, then that's nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay. Thanks for streaming it.
Of course. Thank you. This is a very good game. So next week, if we just take a quick peek at the schedule here, of course, we are back on the Ashen Pass as we do alternate between the 2 map lanes. But Giacomo, the next person who is coming from your crown is Irvine Person.
Okay, I'm ready for him.
All right, so that will be kicking off next week, and Corrido and Enthusiasm will bring that to you. I actually have the week off, it looks like.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Sweet. Enjoy the time off.
All right, well, so thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. This was a very great match, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. Keep staying tuned. As we mentioned, it is spoiler season, so we have several different outlets here to show you cards. Next week, I guess we're going to give Irvine some other new fun toy to play against Giacomo. Later on, as we mentioned, we're going to do the Outsiders Only episode, and we're going to talk about which is going to be really fun to talk about. We'll walk
I couldn't hear what are you going to talk about?
we're going to talk about Pooh, which is a
Okay,
great new card.
Okay.
So look forward to that one.
Yep.
And I know, I think you gave some cards to Team Covenant as well, right?
Yes, but we
Okay.
don't know when. So
Okay. So those will be coming out as well eventually.
eventually,
So
yes.
you guys need to watch more Skytear or you're going to miss out on the spoilers.
Exactly.
Good strategy.
Or just, yeah, you can catch up on the Discord channel, but it's not as fun, right?
No, absolutely not. It is never fun going back and watching it versus having a live experience.
Right. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you next Sunday with Giacomo versus Irvine Person on the Ashen Pass.